There's a lot happening in Future Soldier, the latest incarnation of the Ghost Recon series, so my review of the game is going to be broken down into 3 parts. First, I'll be tackling the single-player campaign, next I'll look at guerrilla mode, and finally I'll try my hand at some multiplayer. That's gonna go over really well. So, let's get started.
What's your status?
Overlord, hunters in position. Ready to move on your go.
Future Soldier's single campaign is really robust. You'll be exploring some distinct environments and taking on a variety of enemies, each with their own tactics. The story revolves around taking down a group of Russian ultra-nationalists who have been trafficking weapons in an attempt to destabilize the whole world! From here on out, I'll be referring to them as the Legion of Doom, and the Ghost Recon Hunter team is the Justice League. It only makes sense to me. So the game opens on Recon Team Predator getting taken down by a bomb planted by the Legion of Doom, and they bring in the Justice League to get to the bottom of the whole fiasco. Initially, you play through the game as Kozak, who looks suspiciously like if Hitman and Max Payne from the 3rd installment had a baby. And I don't really want to think about that any longer, so keep going, just keep going. The gameplay is lengthy with lots of twists and turns and a final mission that will feel really epic. Future Soldier deals with a lot of new gadgets like a drone I like to pretend was a Roomba, X-ray vision, a freaking Warhound, and amazing heads-up displays giving a new way to handle objectives and currently equipped weapons. Playing through Future Soldier is a glimpse into the near future, which is quite eye-opening. We're not talking about flying cars, laser swords, or jetpacks. This tech could be implemented within the next 2 to 3 years. I won't lie, initially I wasn't thrilled with the title. I went into it with a much more action-oriented mindset and died frequently as a result. My frustration was directly related to how I approached the game, so I took a step back and started being more thoughtful with my playthrough, and lo and behold, giving pause paid off. Thinking tactically about what you are doing or what you're about to do will save your life over and over and over again. It might feel like each level only has one way it can be beaten, but with the plethora of gadgets and actual variety in engaged enemy AI, a revisit to a past battle will actually feel different each time. Some sections will feel like a complex puzzle with no alert allowed blazing across your screen as you slink from cover to cover, and the mix-up of when action is necessary and when hesitation is your best bet is really great. There are a few bugs in the AI, but Squad Command is really beginning to grow on me. One of the biggest additions to this franchise has been the sync shot. You direct your squad mates to their intended targets and you can take them down simultaneously, making stealth missions even more awesome. But the sync shot still needs a bit of work. It sometimes makes the overall objective much easier than I assume was intended, and there isn't a dedicated button to deselect all targets. Although there are only a few times you are directly required to use your gadgets, they are almost always at your disposal, awaiting an imaginative take on an FPS environment. You can roll DJ Roomba into an unsuspecting crowd of baddies and deploy a nasty shock that disables them for a brief period of time, allowing your team to take all of them out. EMP grenades will temporarily stop tanks from trying to mow you down, and by taking control of the Warhound, you can literally run train on a whole mission while Kozak relaxes, not firing a single bullet. What a boss. A few moments did feel a little awkward, like escorts which turned into on-rail shooters. I'm okay when on-rail shooters are disguised as you operating a turret out of a moving vehicle, which Future Soldier frequently takes advantage of, but at one point I lost control of Kozak's movement and only maintained freedom over his right arm. It's hard to feel like a tactical badass when you can't even direct your character. Hooray! Ubisoft moved me from point A to point B. If only they trusted me to do that on my own. You've got a variety of weapons to take into consideration when beginning each mission, and Future Soldier defaults you to the optimal setup, so you can just head straight into any situation. By completing objectives, challenges, and leveling up in multiplayer, you can unlock more customization options for each weapon and outfit your character. Taking a step back and evaluating the single-player campaign, I'm surprised this isn't the main selling point of the title. Although the Ghost Recon series isn't revolutionizing the FPS title as we know it, gamers should take this title for what it is. Another solid addition to a solid series. If you'd like to hear me ramble more about Future Soldier, be sure to subscribe and I'll be shouting about the Legion of Doom again in no time.
The refinery in a shipping container.